All right, take two. Yeah, we're live. All right, this is Vertigo Busto, and this is my channel, Schumann Resonances with Verde. Yeah. So, take two. I've been talking about this beautiful, wonderful city here. It's a walking city, and I have my bike. I bike a lot on the trails, and uh, I've enjoyed it. Right? This is a college town. It's a sister city to where I grew up in, Connecticut, New London, blah blah, and uh, I I feel a kinship for this place, and it's done what I have asked it to, and it got me sober for 12 years now. The better part of the time I've been here, I've actually been sober, not drinking. No, I have my time, have my fill, and I actually just came from a meeting tonight. There's an arts present in the city. There's an arts college. There's a base of theater and theatrics and live performances here. And it's just been such a wonderful place. And the lighting here. I'm in this. There's a pedestrian bridge. They spent $6 million on this. There was a lot of controversy when it first came out. They rerouted the highway and all this kind of stuff. Blah blah blah. So this bridge was one of the things that they had done with I believe, the grant money, the federal grant money. They're part of the reclamation of the land, right? Because this was interstate, right where I'm here, and you see they still have the pillars or the pylons, whatever, for the bridge that was here. Like, just all right. So this is a walk-in. It's a biking city. I've had a bike, and I'm not sure if this thing's glitching or not, but it's me catching me, and I kind of glitching. I'm catching it glitching me on this side, so hopefully it's not too bad on your side when you watch this. Anyway, so I came here from back there looking for something similar but better, and this has been it, and I've loved it. It's a bicycling friendly, largely, bicycling friendly community, bicycling friendly stores, and now there's a few bike stores, dwindling number of bike stores around here, and it's been a great time. I've been part of the community. I've loved it, and it's they have walking paths and this kind of thing, and so this city has been a wonderful city, and I still bike. I love bicycling, and I've been happy to be part of that. I really need to say that, And there's a kind of artsy theatrical base. The lighting here is perfect. There's been a few places like, it's a night here, but you still can see me clearly in the video, somebody's not glitching too much. So I think what I'm going to do is post this as an unlisted and have the link in my community page for those who are really into me and into my story and whatever, the few of you, the Verde's terrific 10, and terrific 13, really. And so, where are we at? For those of you who know me, I know I usually keep track of the time. It's kind of fuzzy. I can't really see, so I'm just kind of winging this. I was at 83% battery. I was at 83% battery when I started this, and so I think I should have enough. I think the lights in the background are actually kind of pretty, right? This is very moody. I wanted to do this, my theatrical training. It's like, kind of Darth Maul material, and, I want this to be a kind of moody, just kind of gritty kind of me, real, true me video. Those of you who've been following along know that, I've been doing a more personal kind of video and not going in too much about the technical wherewithal of reading the Schumann resonance graphs and all of that, but like how living here and talking about the true ascension, this is what I'm moving toward. This is what we're all moving toward, right? Like this is what the meat and the potatoes of why you're here is talking about this ascension of the soul. And yet, what is that? and it's not automatic from the Schumann resonances. And I'm going. You've already been told how the Schumann resonances and all that works. Now we're talking about what it takes to ascend, the science of ascension, right? I've given you 5 years of the technical shit, and now it's like this is application, right, of a sort that you've never been exposed to before. And I've enjoyed this place. And it's been like, it's been home, but it's like time to move on. I'm getting evicted in no uncertain terms. They've packed my stuff up, and it's time to move, literally move. And I'm probably going to move out west to where my sister from another mister is living, on the desert. I have enjoyed this place, but everything is changing. And at a certain point, you roll with the changes, and there needs to be some flexibility in how you handle life, because the only constant is change itself, and all of this kind of stuff. You live in the moment, you ground yourself, electrically, you ground yourself emotionally, spiritually. I ride the bike as a spiritual expression, but also an emotional release, but it's also a mental thing, because I'm always judging the bike itself. I'm always looking around. I'm always forever scanning so that I don't get pitched off my bike or I don't get run into. This is really important stuff, right? So this city has allowed me the ability to spiritually expand myself through the bicycle, right? Physically, it's demanding. There's an emotional component, a mental component, and it all becomes a spiritual component, because I'm riding the bike that I'm taking care of, and I do the work, and I am able to talk to people about the bike as a spiritual construct, right? So there's an element to this that I want to this place, of this experience that is forever in my heart, that I want to kind of memorialize here in video form. The last bunch of them that you've seen from me have been different parts of this place, and I'm getting ready to close out my time here. This is kind of my report, the end of the time here report, and what I've learned, and how we're wrapping it up into, Schumann resonances, and the truth of the matter, and the spiritual expression of living itself. And the fact that above all and everything, you don't ascend, you don't spiritually evolve or grow physically without there being a necessary personality attachment to that. Me, right? I'm up there where I need to be. I'm only here because I'm trying to teach this shit to you. Remember that. I've already graduated. I've already done the work I need to. My time here is not much longer, right? I don't care what you say, what you think, what your ideas of all of this is. The steps of a righteous man are altered unto the Lord. And I pray, I meditate. Where do I need to be? What do I need to do? Because I don't know anything, right? I know nothing. I don't have any plans. I have no plans at all other than let me finish the mission here, right? Because I think of this so much incredibly different than the majority of people, because I'm not fucking from here. And the fact that people have been here so many times and reincarnated, it's just made them dumb to anything other than this worldly plane, that the majority of people think you're going to spiritually ascend through the Schumann resonances, rising your frequency somehow magically, and then that's going to translate into your DNA is getting stitched back together, and somehow I think that the silica is going to connect the missing DNA magically. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? No, I don't know everything, and this stuff is really complex, but what, my guides are telling me is that, no, it has to be born. You got to be born that way. You have to be as a mutant with the DNA reconnected, right? And part of what's happening now, like, believe whatever you want, right? I'm only here because I need to give this message. If it's not for you, if you don't care, for it, if you think I'm babbling or rambling on or whatever, then this probably isn't for you. But if you're able to follow along, and hopefully I'm not giving too wandering and meandering a path in this, but the end is just like we're kind of circling the drain, as it were, and it's important to know that the poles are shifting, right? And that's what's creating a lot of craziness and insanity. And it's not going to be too much longer. People are just, they're oblivious to this. They don't want to realize it, or they don't know the importance, or they don't care. And it's fine enough if you don't. It's fine enough that if you have a lot of other things to do, that you do them and don't even think about this and just go about your daily business. But for me, I know better. I know otherwise. And I have this mission, and I have to do the mission, got to follow the mission. And then, when I'm done with that, like, the lights. I become a being of light. Like, if you can consider coherent light a laser beam, right? Like, that's the next step after this. But you got to finish the mission, and the body has to be at the time and place to meet your death properly. Right? And I think of this from the shaman's perspective, okay? I'm someone who's already died a few times, right? I deal with death when I go to sleep. The dead, my relatives, people have died, and more so, and all of this other stuff that is not of this realm. Like, this is, you think, oh, this 3-dimension. Well, yeah, it's a 3-dimension, 3 density, and then there's a lot more in 5D. Is not any kind of anything. It's just some bullshit language. Like, you don't even know what 5D really is because you've been lied to. And especially because there's this connection with, the resonance of the frequency, the Schumann's rising, all this shit's rising. And the fact of the matter is that rising frequencies are not for humans, they're for the machines. Like this here thing that I'm on, the Samsung J3, it's an ancient machine. It's still a smartphone, but it's like, it's now 8 years old or plus, whatever it is, right? We're getting up there in years with this fucking thing, 9, 10 years old. Technology isn't supposed to be running for that long out of its course, and yet here it is. And this is the main thing that I started my channel with, and it's a thing that I'm gonna kind of follow it through to the end with. You don't have to believe anything. You don't have to have any mission. But I know that as a fact, I have a mission. And that's where I'm at with this. And anyone could ask, and you could ask for yourself. And that's what it's always been. The key here is you got to ask. But if you don't believe it's a thing, you don't believe it's important, or you don't have a view of what's important here, you think I'm full of shit or bullshit, whatever, that's on you. The fact of the matter is, I know for myself, and I'm doing for myself, and I'm offering to you what the pathway is. You don't have to accept it, right? But I have fucked with the gods, fucked with my guides on this very issue because I can, because we're human, and I've said I don't have to see any contract here, right? Look, drop it down on my head, motherfuckers. Right? I said that to God, Creator God. Here, you got some fucking contract for me? Drop it on my motherfucking head, right? Or right at my feet so I can see it. And I'm still waiting, right? Fuck you. I'm still waiting for that contract that I allegedly signed. That was the mission of whatever the fuck I'm supposed to be doing here, right? I know that. I have a doubt. I have doubts. I have the same freaking doubts as everyone else, right? It's invisible to me. God damn, it's more invisible to you. I know it's there somewhere, and it's invisible, and it's not there, and you can't see it, and you don't see it, and you ask, and drop it on my head. Give me a sign. What is it? Nothing. It's crickets. And that's what the mission here is you lower your frequency, you drop your frequency, you slow down, you meditate, you ask, just keep asking, right? Just keep asking. The quiet, the calm hours and times and places, that's when you get the answer. It comes in the wind, right? It comes from the ducks. It comes from the comes from the seagulls, 3 seagulls flying over your head. First there was 3 that circled 3 times, then 2 that circled twice, and 1 that circled 1 time. Like, all right, yep. Why though? Oh, they bother me. It was seagulls over my head, right? Oh, it's 3. I'm like everyone else, right? But you work through them, and you stop, and you slow down, and watch, and listen, and learn. The ducks had a message, right? The seagulls had a message. I asked for a sign, and there we go. I got 3 birds. Ooh, I'm like everyone else. What the fuck are they doing? Like, come on, I'm annoyed and everything else. But I know it's there, and I stop myself before I wreck myself, right? I do the wrong thing or listen to the wrong light. And I just accepted, wait, that's for me here. It's like, slow down, right? You asked for it. You have to be ready in these odd corners and odd places. And people randomly coming by with just the same thing you were talking about. Like, what? What just happened there? Like someone repeated verbatim the same thing you had just... All right, yep, okay, whoa. I believe that, though. I don't get freaked out by it. That's why I calm down. That's why I can slow down. That's why I can stop early on and get the message, because I'm expecting it. I'm waiting for it. And so that's where I am, and that's where we are in the narrative, my personal narrative here of why it's time to leave, right? You just get that. Spill my coffee. I hate that when that happens. You just get that message from the universe, from the gods, and there's no doubt of what you got to do. And sometimes it's a matter of waiting for money, right? I mean, that's a thing. Wait for a sign, whatever the sign is, right? So I've lived here. I've loved this place. It's been a wonderful experience. And I've been so happy to be here. I just really have enjoyed the place, enjoyed the nightlife. I started out here drinking, and I met Lauren, and, I've had a great time, and I've loved this place. That's the old power station. And so I'm happy to be here. I've loved this place, and I really have enjoyed the time, right? Yet, it's time to go. And the maybe not official, but the auspicial, I think, whatever, the auspice, the excuse that I'm giving is, honestly, I'm the sea levels are rising, and they're going to be rising rapidly soon. May or may not be true, but it's a reasonable, like anyone listening, you're right at sea level. It's just time to go. So I'm putting this out there, this is why it's an unlisted video, and, only my true friends and true followers will, follow along, So, in my case, I'm supposed to be getting a check from my stepmom's estate soon, before the end of the year, and that, I'm anticipating within the next couple weeks, and so that's what I'm going to use to kind of head out there and blah, blah, blah. But in the meantime, I'm packing up my stuff and getting ready to go. And whenever it's just time, it's like, okay, well, it's time. And I'm going to do what I got to do to wrap up the affairs here. But, honestly, by the grace of God and by the grace of the universe, it's just time to divest myself from this port. And it's been a wonderful place. I really have enjoyed it here. And yet it's the Northeast, and it's crowded, and it's it's not even so much it's loud, right? I'm the loudest thing out here. Like, this is fairly quiet. Where I'm at is fairly quiet, and blah, blah, blah. But it's just time to head out. I don't know how many of you have been here to the Northeast, and especially Boston, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, this kind of area here, especially up north, there's wonderful places, blah, 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 but it's I just need to get out of here, right? And so I'm making tentative plans with the universe. I'm voicing this to my friends and family who are, here that, like I got the, looks like the comments are turned back on. I don't know what happened. It was maybe something to do with the place I was at. Like, I don't know, who knows what great mystery it is. But the last video comments are turned on, and this one hopefully, same will follow through. So that's good news. The sun, the earth is, no one's doing this for you. All right, this went dark, so I think the battery's gone dead. So all right, I'm ending this here. All right, and have a good rest of your night. Namaste, peace.